Earlier this week, we learned about the strict press and the push press. Now we are going to learn two advanced movements, the push jerk and the split jerk. These are movements that we use in Olympic weightlifting when the weight gets too heavy that I can't just use my legs to press out overhead. I now have another option, and that is while I'm being explosive and pressing that weight up, I am going to drop underneath it. So the push jerk is the first one. Both the push jerk and the split jerk start with our feet and hands and bar in the same exact position. We're here. For the push jerk, what's going to happen is as I press the barbell up using my legs, as I send the barbell up using my legs, I'm going to press myself down underneath it, and it's going to go just like this. Okay, notice that I landed with knees bent, but barbell locked out overhead. Then I'm going to stand up. So, super, super important. Remember when we were practicing the push press and we talked about making sure that our dip was straight up and down and not letting those shoulders drop forward? Even more important when we're practicing the push jerk and the split jerk, because we tend to have very heavy weight overhead, and I want to be successful with the lift and I don't want to fail it, right? So you have it set up in that front rack position. Remember, that means that it's in front of me just like this, and I'm going to dip down. I'm sending those knees over my toes, but I'm making sure that I keep my chest up. And then as I explode up, getting that nice, tall, full extension, you've heard me talk about that already a little bit, I'm going to drop down, right? And as I drop down, I'm pressing that bar overhead. And then I'm standing up, and then I'm resetting. If we are doing it with a band, if you are at home, fear not, you can still practice this. It's going to look like this. And stand up. Okay? When we go to the rack, we have it set up exactly the same as we've been setting it up all week. Hopefully this microphone doesn't get set up. I was doing cleans the other day, and I had my microphone right there, and I managed to injure myself. All right, we are having it set up just like we do for all of our presses and all of our squats. We're going to get it on the front rack position. Okay, we are walking out. And then again, we are doing the exact same dip like we did for our push press. But our goal now is as the bar is going up, we want to drop underneath this, pressing ourselves underneath it and stand up. Keeping that rib cage down as much as we can. Head through, stand up. Okay? You're going to stop the video. You're going to go practice, and I'll see you in just a second. All right, you crushed those push jerks. Now we're going to learn the split jerk. The split jerk was one of the coolest movements that I ever learned in CrossFit because it made me feel like She-Ra, which I might have just aged myself, but it is super, super cool because you get to have a barbell overhead. Then you get to drop the barbell, and I really like that. That was the tomboy in me coming out. Split jerk starts exactly like the push jerk and the push press and the strict press. It's in that front rack position, feet underneath the hips. We do the exact same dip that we did for our push jerk and our push press, but when I go to get underneath the barbell, one foot is going to go in front of me and one foot is going to go behind me. It's going to look like this. Okay? So the things that I want you to remember for this are, this is a balance exercise. When we're doing it with a PVC pipe, it's pretty easy, right? When we start to add weight, it can be super challenging. I want you to start training something that is going to feel very funny. If you noticed, when I was in this position, as I fall over, I don't step forward first. Notice if I stop where the barbell is, as I step forward, or where the PVC pipe is, it's going forward, right? If this was 200 pounds, it's probably not going to end well, or it's going to be a lot of work for me to stabilize that bar. But if I have it overhead and I step back first. Notice the barbell didn't move that much, right? Now my foot is more underneath me. I step forward and I have a successful lift. When you recover from your split jerk, you always go front foot first. Because I'm not watching you every split jerk and I can't whack you, I would never do that, but I can't coach you into making sure you do that. You've got to ingrain it in your brain now. When you recover from your split jerks, you always go front foot first. What does recovering mean? It means that I am finishing the lift. The lift is not finished. I have not received credit for it until I have shown control. I'm not everywhere and my core is stable. I've stopped moving, and then if I'm doing Olympic weightlifting competition, the judge goes good. If I'm doing CrossFit, the judge goes good, and then I can put the weight down. That was a lot, right? Because it is a lot. Olympic weightlifting is a sport unto itself. CrossFit, we've taken like 5 sports and put it into one sport. That's why it's so hard. All right, so split jerk. Same dip, making sure that I don't let those shoulders drop forward, dropping down, and then as I'm going up, I'm sending my body underneath it so I can lift really, really heavy weights. Cool. I'm making sure that I've got that foot nice out and far in front of me, and that back leg, I've got a slight bend in it. Then I recover, front foot, back foot, and done. If you have a band, you are going to struggle with trying to use the band, so I want you to just practice without anything. Just practice getting comfortable with that motion. And then reminding yourself that you always recover front foot first, because when you go to a gym, you want to walk in and go, I know how to split jerk, and show them that you've already figured it out. If you are going from the rig, we are getting it same front rack position, okay? Hands are in that same position that we've been in for our front squats and our presses. They're slightly outside where the smooth meets the knurling. And then I'm dipping down, head through, front foot, back foot, bring the bar down. Front foot, back foot, bring the bar down. And those are your jerks.